What's up, y'all? How's everybody doing tonight? Hope that everybody's doing well. I hope you've had a good week, and I appreciate you joining me here, the Common Sense Shaver, for my weekly shave. Sorry about the fact that I missed out on last week. Things have been a little crazy, a little hectic. So yes, I didn't get to do last week's shaving video, but you're here with me now, and I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a little crazy at work. Very, very busy, short-handed. So, you know, that's not a bad thing. That's job security. If you're short-handed and you still got a job and you're busy, well, your hopes are is they can't let you go. So, good times there. All right, so tonight's shave, what we got going on tonight? Well, I missed last week, so I had a rotation that I was wanting to use on the feather blades. If you guys remember going back, I used, I started off with the double-edged razors, going through double-edged razors on a same blade. First week, first use. Second week, second use. What would have been last week's third use, third week, third use. And then this week would have been fourth week, fourth use on the same blade. Well, I skipped out on week 3, so we're going to just do week 3 on week 4. Anyway, in my head, it makes perfect sense. So what are we going to be using? Tonight, we're going to be using the Shavette, the Parker SRX Shavette Barber razor. Woo! Say that 3 times fast. Inside of it, I've got the razor blade, hopefully, or the razor blade, the feather blade that's in there. This is the third use on this. I used it in the double edge razor handles, and then when I got to this week to use it with this one, I just put it back in the wax pack, snapped it in half, loaded the razor up. So we're going to be using that tonight. Also, we're going to go through with this right here. This is the Monroe Shaving Company's Lavender Pre-Shave Oil. Okay. And then finishing things up, we're going to do Bay Rum Aftershave. All right. So the weather's been up and down and kind of crazy around here. Like half today it'll be sunny, and the other half it's excuse me, it's cloudy. The pollen's got everything. Well, it's got everybody stuck indoors pretty much around here, and not enough rain to beat the pollen down out of the air, but definitely enough wind and everything else to blow it out of the trees. So everybody's pretty miserable with the pollen around here. But sunny days are coming, I hope, and we're hoping for spring because that hadn't showed up yet around here either. So we're going to go with Bay Rum. All right, enough rambling. Soap, what are we going to do for soap? I don't know what to call this other than these are the trimmings. Is kind of what I've been doing. I've been collecting as a soap maker. Anytime I make a batch, there's always some left over. It doesn't matter if I measure to be exact for whatever I'm trying to make to fill orders, or whether it's I'm making, you know, a stockpile of. I always have a little bit of trimmings left over, I guess. And so I just started collecting them and putting them in a shave bowl. And I did, back in Halloween, I did the Frankenstein soap. Well, it's kind of the same thing, the Frankenstein soap. But I've been kind of looking at it, smelling it. Like this big gob right here is was a tester piece that I made of the Cold Shoulder Broad Street, which is coming out soon. But that was one of the first pieces that I had made trying to test where I wanted that menthol feeling, you know, because like I said, it's Cold Shoulder Broad Street is not going to be one of those novelty soaps. It's going to be an everyday use type of menthol. So that's what I'm aiming for. But that was one of the first ones. Then the brown stuff that's around it is a mixture of sandalwood patchouli. It's a mix of Arabian spice mahogany. There's all kinds of stuff that's in here. I've just been collecting and pushing them in there and piling on top. So anyway, it's kind of like, my wife and I were joking about it, and it's kind of like, we're talking about dad's leftovers or dad's TV tray. If you're anything like me, you know, you go out to order food for everybody, and the kids either eat off your plate, or they'll, you know, you order something off the kiddie menu for the kids or something. Or if you're just cooking at home, you fix their plate, and you know, sometimes they're really good and they eat everything on the plate, and sometimes they eat and they go, well, okay, I'm done. And anyway, Dad eats all the leftovers, so it's kind of like Dad's leftovers. I don't know. Anyway, so it's kind of it's just a hodgepodge of just everything, Frankenstein. So we're going to use that tonight. Brush we're going to be using is going to be the Parker Boar hair brush. Really liking that. It's gotten really soft over the weeks or months now that I've had it. And it's gotten to be one, it's just about as soft as my synthetic. So I'm really liking it. All right, let's see. We got the shaving oil. We talked about the soap, the brush, and the aftershave. And we talked about the razor, the Shavette. We're going to get this thing on. I'm going to, let's do this. Let's put a little bit of that. Where's it at? There it is. Put a little bit of shave oil on my face here. Uh, 6 or 7 drops ought to do it well. Paul H. did a video, I guess it was last week or the week before last, and he made mention about pre-shave oils, and he said, you know, I can't really point to one thing that pre-shave oils do, good or bad. He says for him, he could go with or go without. He said, but he would more like to go with just because it's part of the experience of his shave routine. On the other hand, I've made several comments about shaving pre-shave oils. My thing is, I think you're just preloading your skin and prepping it for the shave. Shaving does strip oils off of your face, and that's why we as soapers use certain oils and butters along with the in the soaping process to try to replenish or not strip as much of those natural oils off your skin. And pre-shave oil just preloads your skin full of moisture, so you're not stripping as much away. All right, got that going on. So I'm going to rinse my hands off. I'm going to splash a little water on, and we're going to get into this lather. All right. As far as the lather goes, we've seen a lot of folks talking about reading some of these bigger name soaps that are out there. And like on the side it says load brush for 12 or 15 seconds. And I don't usually do that, and I don't print any of that on my shaving soaps. So I thought I'd give it a try. I've never really timed it, but I'm going to use a timer on the clock, and we're going to load. We're going to give a shot with this one. We're going to load for, we'll say 15 seconds. Because that seems to be 12 to 15. I'm going with I don't ever measure it. I just load the brush and go to town and have fun with it. So, but we're gonna go 15 seconds with it. All right, y'all ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, so there we go. There's our load, and we're gonna work with that. Woo, boy! I tell you what, the menthol is right there on top, so that's jumped out on me before anything else did. All right, here we go. On to the face for a face lather. I hope that you all have had a good couple weeks. Like I said, it's been busy around here, just dealing with the kids and life and the business and a job all at the same time. Sometimes gets a little overwhelming. And then on top of all that, try to do a shave video. And I didn't get to it, so that's all right. We're going to get to it tonight. I wanted to say also to those of you that attended the East Coast Shavers meetup in Pennsylvania, hope you guys had a good time. I'm hoping for a shave meetup somewhere here in the Atlanta area to take part in that. If you went up to PA, you saw a few of my items there at the meetup. I sent some stuff up there. So if you are one of the lucky ones that picked that up, I hope that you enjoyed it. You can email me your thoughts at the email link that I'll leave down below. And I'll look forward to hearing from you if you picked up one of those soaps. All right, here we go. We are going to go straight in. Yeah, I kind of feel that menthol coming through all those smells. There's a lot of the spices, the Arabian spice, mahogany. Of course, those are right there on top, and then that one patch of menthol is mixed in there. So, all right, here we go. First pass with the grain. And I'm probably not going to talk too much while I'm doing this, just because it, of course, is my straight razor. Or not my straight razor, but my Shavette. So far, so good on the feel. Good cushion, good slickness. And of course, you can imagine that the feather blade is having no problems getting through there. Well, I done got that daggum. I had a little mole right there on my face, and I done whacked that thing good, didn't I? Oh well. Hope you're not weak-stomached. A lot of times that's a sign of slow down. All right, other side, here we go. So if you thought that I may have slipped that blade out during one of my editing cuts, that proves that I didn't right there. You know, it's funny, we always make sure we show how many clicks on our adjustable. We make sure we show that there's a blade in the razor. We always make sure that we show, oh look, there's hair coming off. I've never second guessed any of the videos I've watched. I've always trusted whoever's making the video. You got the stuff in there, you put it in, you're shaving. I've never thought, oh, you know, he took that blade out during one of his edits. He ain't got a blade there. I've never thought that. But it's so funny how we always try to make sure, hey, you know, I got a blade in it. It's for real. I nicked myself a few diggies ago right back there, and I may have snagged it again. It's still kind of Shavette, still kind of new to me. Even though I try to use it about once a month, that's still not really enough to be 100% proficient on it. But I try. also know that the more you use it, the better you get with it. So it's my own fault now, isn't it? All right, I'm going to rinse this off. We'll come back for pass number 2. You know, sometimes it's interesting to find out that these soaps are so slick. You don't realize that you've cut yourself until you're completely done. And then you realize how bad you nicked yourself. Some of these soaps are so slick, you just don't realize you've done it. Shout out to Jim Co. He been talking about the cold water shaving. And I know at the beginning of the month, if you saw one of those videos, I said I was going to switch back to the hot water. And I did for a whole week. I'm back to cold water. Yeah, works for me. May not work for everybody, works for me. All right. Here we go with the second pass. Yeah, going nice and slow around that little spot right there. Put some alum on it, probably get it to go away. Don't want to move your mouth while you got the blade right next to your skin. I'm going to have to put some alum or something on that to get it slowed down. That's coming up next anyway. I know I'm not talking much, but I bet everybody knows why. If you see anything that I'm doing completely wrong, I am not an expert by no means on this, but I like to try. So if you see something I could be doing better, Please don't hesitate. All right, just because I can't stand to sit there and hang on to your hats, boys. Here we go. See if I can't get that to slow down just a bit while I'm finishing up. It really didn't burn much at all. Alright, let's see what that did. We're going to rinse that off and see where we're at. We need to do any touch-ups or anything. Be right back. Alright. So that's the little spot right there that I nicked. And that's like a little bitty mole. Had it for a long, long time. You usually don't hit it like that, but it must have been feeling lucky. Alright, a little bit of alum on my face. Not bad, not bad at all. A little bit of feedback in right there on that bad boy. But everywhere else, feedback's very normal. Nothing out of the ordinary. I'm going to give a shout out to Sledhead. Sledhead did a video this past week where he showcased Monroe Shaving Company's Governor. I did a real good job on it, I thought. Built a beautiful lather with it. So, Bill, I hope you're enjoying that soap. Looked good from my angle. I'm going to have to pull mine out again and do another video on Governor. Love that smell. Very cologne-y. I know something that, speaking of which, I'm going to, real quick, that's what's left in there. Not a whole lot. Some water in there, but it was good enough. I could have done another pass out of that if I needed to. So not too bad for 15 seconds of different brush. Probably could have got a better result. Going back to what I was saying from Sledhead. I know that Sledhead made mention about the scent profile on it. And I'm going to segue over to Flash Boredom real quick. Flash Boredom, if you haven't seen any of his videos, you need to go over there and check his videos out. You will not be disappointed. But just to piggyback on the two of those, Sledhead did a video with Governor. And Flash Boredom, if you're not sure who he is, just watch anybody else's video that's out there. Go down in the comment section, and there's a 90% chance that Flash Boredom has made a comment on that video. Before Flash started making videos, he watched those videos. He watched everybody's videos, and he made comments. He would give you his personal opinion on it. If he used the equipment, he'd tell you what his results were. If he used the software, he told you what he thought about the software. And one thing that I noticed in in several of the shaving videos out there, if Flash was involved at some point in time, whoever was making the video, the owner of the channel, was saying, hey, thanks, I want to shout out thanks to Flash Boredom for sending me, razor blades, or this razor, and this pack of blades, or this soap, or, from Derby to Palmolive to Arcos to Brutes, stuff that you can't get normally here in the U.S. that you can buy over there in the U.K. He was sending back over to folks just out of complete generosity. So I noticed that before I started doing videos, watching other people's channels, I noticed that Flash was just sending all these boxes out, just as an example of his generosity. And it really touched me that he was so involved in the wet shaving community, and he's had so much good and to say about everything, you know, and give you, you know, his thoughts. And so anyway, I contacted him. I said, hey man, I says, look, I've just seen you all over the place in all these channels. I've seen your comments. Everybody thanks you for sending all this stuff over. And, you know, I don't know if you get anything in return, but I just want to open my shop up to you and say, hey man, you know, pick out a couple things. I don't really do international shipping. I do now, thanks to Flash. But so anyway, I said, you know, I don't do international shipping with any of my products. It's not out there as an offer, but I will send you something if you want to pick a few items from the store. So he did. He picked a black tea, shave stick, and barbershop aftershave balm. So I sent those items to him. He did a video on it. And so thank you, Flash, for, you know, all that you do for us as wet shavers and stuff. We greatly appreciate it. So if you haven't seen it, now he's doing his own videos. He did a video on the items that I sent him. And one of the things he pointed out specifically that Sledhead both said was, you know, it's not the strongest scent in the world. And I agree, it's not the strongest scent. I just want you to understand that I stay within the manufacturer's guidelines on when it comes to scents and stuff. Some of those things that are out there, novelty and whatnot, I'm going to each their own for artisan soap makers, and I'm not saying anything to anybody else. I'm just talking about me. I stay within the manufacturer's guideline, and so I'm not going to go over the manufacturer's guideline. I've seen where people on the different forums post pictures of their faces after they use some certain soaps and stuff where they break out and things like that due to the oils. I'm talking about the essential oils and the fragrances that they put in there that may be making those soaps too strong in one aspect or the other, and sometimes it makes folks' face break out, you know, sensitivity and stuff. So I always stay within the manufacturer guidelines. So yes, my soaps probably are not as strong as some of the artisan soaps that are out there, but I want you to understand why they're not, or they're set at the level they are. I stay within those guidelines because I don't want you, the consumer, to have an issue breaking out or anything like that. So that's one reason. The other reason that's kind of cool about it is you enjoy it while you're shaving. You smell it while it's on your face. When you rinse it off, you may smell a little bit of that afterward. But think about what you're doing in your post-shave. Your balms, your aftershave, your whatever your routine is. So if you have a favorite aftershave and a favorite cologne, you don't want all that stuff battling one another. And why sit there and try to figure out, well, this matches this matches this. I mean, I do it too, don't get me wrong. But sometimes you go, well, I don't know which one matches what. So the benefit to you, the way I look at it, the benefit to you as a consumer is I use, number one, I stay within those guidelines of fragrancing, putting the fragrances and stuff like that and those essential oils in the soaps. I don't go overboard with them. But they linger. If you don't put anything on top of them, they actually linger for several hours afterward. But with post-shave, you know, routines and stuff, if you got a favorite cologne, once you've rinsed off and everything and you put the balms in the, whatever your routine is, you're going to smell what's last put on your face. You're not going to go back and, anyway, they're not going to battle each other. So that's my thought process. If you got a favorite cologne, you don't want the soap you use to be battling the favorite cologne that you've got. And so anyway, that's my thought. Anyway, but thanks to Flash Borden out there for doing that video on that shave stick, and thanks to Sledhead for doing the shaving video on Governor. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to rinse this alum off, and then we're going to come back for an aftershave, and we're going to wrap things up because it's going a little bit long, but I appreciate you hanging in there with me. Thank you. All right. Sorry about the rambling. I wanted to get that out there, though, because I know that and if you go back and you look at Shave Weiss said the same thing, and after Shave Weiss said it, Shaved Weiss said it back last year. I actually went back to the drawing board and said, well, what are the manufacturer specs and how high can I get the scent? And so I went to the top end of that spectrum for those scent profiles. All right, so anyway, here we go. Bay Rum aftershave. Yeah, I'm about out. I think. What happened? 2, 3. There we go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. yeah, I'm about out of that. I can't believe it. Whoa. Well, that's going to get some there, ain't it? Well, I had a little malfunction with the bottle. That's all right. All right, so it's kind of a milky whiteness there. All right, very good. And so anyway, yeah, I mean, it's a hodgepodge of soap, different smells, but you know what I smell last? I smell the bay rum, and that's ultimately what it comes down to. That's what I want to smell at the end. So anyway, that's kind of the idea behind the scent profiles. All right, one more thing. This is something new, not really new. Been doing it for a while, but wet shavers out there, guys that have beards, goatees, things like that, you're still wet shavers. You still clean up around the neck, things like that. Well, I also make a beard oil. Boom, there it is, beard oil. This is a tobacco bay beard oil. It does not smell like bay rum. It's a completely different smell, but I figured I would show a little bit of this tonight real quick because I'm getting ready to go to bed, and I don't know, I'm getting ready to go to bed, and I'm going to put this in my hair. Yes, about 5-6 drops, about all you need. Yes, I don't have a beard, but I'm going to put this in my hair. This is just awesome. My hair is really, really thick. It's extremely coarse, and it's kind of wiry. So it's very much like, and my beard hair is the same way. So what I do is I've started putting this in my hair, and it does the same thing to my hair as it does a beard. Just makes it nice and soft, gets down there, I rub it in, get it down there to those root ends. It feels good and it smells good. So little bay rum, little tobacco bay action going on in there. So yeah. Actually took to the workshop amongst all the other stuff that I'm working on. Remember I said it was a busy couple weeks. I'm working on a beard balm. So that will be released soon also. So really excited about that. Actually with the beard oil, when I set up the tables and stuff in the local area, most of the guys come by and they see the beard oil and, hey man, you got a beard balm? No, not yet, but I'll work on it for you. So beard balm's going to be coming out here very soon too. That smells great. I know there's not a lot of hair up there, but you know what little bit that that's up there, I trim it down. I know I'm not losing it. It's thick, it's wiry, and I keep it short. But that beard oil smells great in it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Greatly appreciate it. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful week. Stay safe out there. I'm going to do a little shout out to, is it C. Kiefer, I believe. Man, good news in Austin this past couple weeks. Been a little crazy out there, but some good news. Finally, some ease for those guys out there in that area. And we just, you know, keep prayers for all those, for the others that, anyway, let's not leave it on the somber note like that. So anyway, we're praying for those families and everything out there that are affected by that little guy that was out there doing the craziness that he was doing, but we're glad that he's no longer a problem. So other than that, guys, be safe out there. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. If you like it, make sure you give me a thumbs up like this. It's right down here. I think it's on this side of the screen. It could be on this side, but it's somewhere down below. And also, subscribe. If this is the first time you've ever seen it, subscribe down below. If you've seen some of the others, you hadn't decided to subscribe, this is your chance. Do the subscribe down below, right? It's not up here. It's down here somewhere. Down. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Guys, I appreciate it very much. Have a wonderful week, and I hope you have some happy shaves.